off on no good. Appreciate y'all. Yeah.
This is Ted Dyer. In April of 2012, a woman named Mary and her 9-year-old daughter moved into the apartment next door to where he and his girlfriend lived. Mary would develop a friendship with the couple, and they would talk with each other almost every day. Eventually, Mary would let her daughter stay with the couple while she worked or ran errands. A year had passed, and one night, Mary's daughter was spending time at Ted's apartment. Mary realized it was getting late, so she decided to walk over and walk her daughter home. Mary would later tell the police that something told her not to knock on Ted's door and just go inside. After entering the apartment, Mary did not see her daughter, but she did see that Ted's bedroom door was slightly open, so she decided to take a peek inside. Mary would find Ted molesting her daughter in the corner of the room, and she quickly called the police. Her daughter would inform the police that this was not the first time this had happened, and Ted would be arrested and sent to prison for 25 years. After going to prison, Ted would meet a man named Stephen Sanderson. Both men shared the same cell, so they would share the reasons why they were there with each other. Stephen explained that after a lifetime of being in and out of jail for minor crimes, he had killed his girlfriend and received life in prison without parole.
Damn.
Ted would tell Stephen his story, explaining that he had been set up and he was not guilty of the crime he was being charged with. One thing Stephen had not told Ted was that he too had been molested several times as a young boy, so hearing Ted's story ignited a fire inside of him. Using the shoelaces from Ted's shoes, Stephen took Ted's life.
Just go ahead and tell us what happened.
All right, I guess.
I don't see a problem. The crime fit the time. If you was out there doing unspeakable things to children, then if someone take you off the map, I feel like you should get a reduced sentence.
He decided to clear his conscience or something, but, he told me what he was in prison for, that he had, was accused of raping an 11-year-old girl, and he got 25 to life for it, and, I told him that's enough, I don't want to hear anymore. I first, punched him a couple times. Still wouldn't shut up. Still kept telling me he wanted to explain that he didn't do it, that he was being set up and all this stuff, and I don't know, I just got mad and then hit him and then I killed him. When I hit him and knocked him out, and then I took the shoelaces out of his shoes, tied them together, wrapped it around his neck, and strangled him. Then after I was done, I was aware of what I was doing, and then I just put him on his bed and covered him up and climbed in my bed and went to sleep.
I noticed, we've been in your cell.
That's like some animal shit. I ain't gonna lie. If that don't scare you about prison, then nothing will. Yeah, he was a chummo, so he deserved it. But at the end of the day, like, the fact that he just did that to somebody and went to sleep like ain't shit happened with a dead body right underneath him in the same cell. You know how small these cells are. And wow.
That it appears that all of your belongings you
Packed up, yeah.
Okay. When did you do that?
Right after I knew he was dead.
Right after you knew.
So.
And the reason for doing that would be?
Because when you go to the hole, that's usually what the police do, to pack it up. And I figured, they're going to tear my shit up, so
okay.
Let me just do it myself.
So what happened to the shoelaces?
Flushed them down the toilet.
Okay. Now, those laces came out of Ted's shoes.
Yeah.
And then when you were done, you flushed it down the toilet. Why would you do that?
Because I'm an idiot. I don't know. Obviously I don't think right. I'm in prison for most of my life, so my thinking isn't really rational. I don't know. I just kind of
thought that was the appropriate thing to do at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I know murdering somebody's not a good thing, but Jesus, man, if the things this guy did, things he said he did, I wouldn't want someone like that on the street again. So I do what's necessary. I do what some people won't. You guys are cops. You arrest people all the time for stuff that you wish you could shoot them in the face. I already know that. I'm not stupid.
I understand.
There's crimes that shouldn't be committed. So You know, I just have, I don't know, I just don't have any empathy for people,
So basically, what you did, you
Can you blame him though? Like, can you imagine being in a cell? First of all, you already in jail, prison, wherever you're at. You already mad as hell, pissed off. Then somebody come in your cell, old man, old timer, come in your cell talking about how he was M-wording a little girl, and then he's trying to sit here and confess to you and tell you that it wasn't him. After you had already got M-worded as a kid, can you really blame him? And then I'm beating his ass and he's still trying to tell me that it wasn't him? I would rather you just said you're sorry.
figure Ted
I
got
still
what he
would have,
deserved.
I still would have went with my move. But you know what I'm saying? I would rather hear I'm sorry and you beg for your life than you be like, no, I didn't do it, man. It's the wrong person.
Ted got what he deserved. I believe that with all my heart.
Okay.
Look, you know, I hit him a couple times and I pulled the chair back and sat in the chair, and then he kind of got up posturing on me. You know, that's kind of like means, you know, he got up like, you know. So I was like, okay, you know, and then I caught him again, and when he went down, I was like, yeah, sucks to be you. I just don't think stabbing or shooting somebody's a little too personal. If you're gonna kill somebody, you might as well be personal about it, right?
You think that's more personal?
Yeah, I just, you know, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but
You ain't
if
lying,
you have
though.
to go to that extent,
Yeah.
I want it to be personal. I don't like violence, but if I have to go to that extent, then I want it to be personal.
Even though he was already serving life in prison, Stephen was convicted again for murder. As he stood before the court awaiting his sentencing, he was asked about taking Ted's life.
To the second count of murder in the second degree. Guilty?
Yes, sir.
And doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Doing so because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did
The reason I killed him was because he was a child molester.
But you did in fact kill him,
Oh, sure.
and you intended to kill him.
Oh, sure, yes. Well, if it's all right, I'd like to tell you where it started.
Go ahead.
All right, well, he was my bunkie, and I had found out that he was in prison for child molestation. Really bad case. So that night he was trying to justify why he did it, and I just told him to be quiet, and he would have to leave in the morning to find a new cell. But he continued to talk about it and try to justify it, so he was a little bit bigger than me, so I got down and I hit him in his face a few times, and when he fell, I wrapped a cord around his neck and I took his life.
After the murder, Stephen used the phone to call his friend who ran a small radio show on the internet. He wanted to explain to the world why he took Ted's life.
Yourself and like pretend you're talking to the website people
Okay, tell me when.
right now.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Steve Sanderson. You're on the web page that my very, very good friend Luke set up. I want y'all to know that this is
We ain't really got to get into all that. We already understand why he did it. I don't blame him for doing it. Honestly, I respect when the people in prison do shit that's supposed to be done on the streets. Like when people kill, in prison at least, when people kill prison that have M-worded, R-worded, or like just this weird stuff to girls or like hit smoke girls, I feel like they deserve, you know. So I don't really feel bad about this. I'm actually glad that he's gone and no longer on this planet.